What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Impel Forward Podcast. Today I got with me, I'm your host, Leon, my co-host, Renee, right there.
Woo woo.
There with her woo woo. Hey, look, today we got one of the top designers in the industry.
Yes.
Hey, she worked with people with AD, Architectural Digest, the Renaissance Hotel, Polaroid, Essence, Bravo, El Decor. Well, how you say that?
Vincent Wolf.
Vincent
Wolf.
Lisa Hunt, West Elm, Women Owned. She's been all over the place. She's doing everything. Welcome to the stage, my friend from my neighborhood, Dorcia Kelly.
Yay! Thank you so much for having me, Renee and Leon. Thank you so much.
Yeah, what's going on? I've been waiting for this one.
Yes.
I know y'all gonna talk because Renee, she does a little decorating herself, a little designer, and you're a professional, been doing it for years, so it should be a great conversation.
Yes, I'm super inspired. I've, been stalking you for a while since Leon's like, I have a friend that I grew up with. That's in interior design. I'm like, what's her IG? I need to find her. So
I'm horrible at that.
Tell us a little bit more about you. Tell the audience about you.
Well, as everyone may not know, I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I grew up in Fayetteville, North Carolina, with a military family. I met Leon in grade school, so he lived like 2 streets over in Hollywood Heights. I was in Mayfair, but you might as well call it Hollywood Heights. And I was like a little tomboy, but we all were very close in our neighborhood. But always my stepfather was an architectural engineer in the Air Force, so I always was around blueprints and things of that sort. But I really wanted to get into fashion. And then as soon as I graduated from North Carolina A&T, I drove my Honda Accord to New York with no job.
No, nothing?
Stayed with some friends. I have nothing. Stayed with some friends, and I stayed with my aunt in Jersey. And I applied on this company called Monster.com. Do y'all remember Monster.com?
I remember Monster.com.
It was like a job site.
Yeah, like an Indeed. Like an Indeed,
yeah, like
and all of those things. Glassdoor. Is it Glassdoor? Yeah, something similar.
Glassdoor, yeah. So I got a job at Elle. I didn't know what Elle was because the only magazine in our town was Vogue. So you'll go to the grocery store and you'll buy Vogue. I knew what Vogue was. I didn't know Elle. So I got a job at Elle, and I worked there for 7 years in the fashion department.
Oh, wow. 7 years. So you just applied on a whim. No, but you had the degree, kind of, right?
Well, I had a marketing degree at A&T because my stepfather wouldn't allow me to go to fashion school. I come from a traditional Black family. They were like, you can't make no money in fashion.
You probably were trying to go to
a teacher.
You probably were trying to
go to my mama
this.
now, Leon.
Yeah.
Leon, my mom was like, that ain't happening. You going to school to be a nurse. So that's why I just left on a whim. But, as God gives you favor, the guy who interviewed me, he was a VP of the company, and he should teach in Africa. He was this French rich man that, had a heart for, I guess, Black people. I was like, he was a good guy. Yeah. And it was only 2 Blacks in the company out of like 300 and something. And I was one of them. So he ended up hiring me to be his assistant. And then I transferred to the fashion department afterwards.
Wow.
How did you just transfer to the fashion department from being an assistant? How does that work? Like, was you?
Well, I'm a little militant. Yeah. I went to an HBCU, so I'm a little militant. So,
and you from Hollywood Heights,
and I'm from Hollywood. I'm from Hollywood Heights at the end of the day. Yeah. But first I was in the international marketing department because my background was in marketing, and I heard of some positions open, and they wouldn't even interview me, and they were like right down the hall. And I was like, why are they not interviewing me? I'm right here. So I went to my boss and I complained. I said, I think it's racism. I was like, I can't be interviewed. I worked for the company for this long, and they won't even interview me for a position, and I'm qualified. So he said something to one of the ladies, and he said something to Nina Garcia. And if anyone knows fashion, everyone knows Nina Garcia. And they end up getting me into the fashion department. So that's how I got in.
Scoot over a little bit in the middle. You're on your left.
Like this.
There you go. Right.
Yeah. So I ended up getting in the fashion department because of that. But I was well qualified. But I think people don't realize the fashion department is very blue blood. And when I say blue blood, like most people that work there, family are very wealthy. Like they don't need a job. You make like $30K a year. You just get free clothes. So if you work in those fields back in those days, it was because you come from a prominent family.
Did you ever thought about going to any of the fashion schools in New York while you were there?
Well, I actually went to FIT for some courses. But the best experience is hands-on experience. So what they were teaching me, I already knew because I worked at L and I was busting my ass there. So spending that extra money, I went one semester, but then again I was like, I'm traveling around the world. I'm working with the best people in the industry. I mean, you can't really top that.
Yeah. Now, how did you go from, and I know, the two can be, the same no matter how you bridge the gap. How did you go from fashion to interior design?
Well, after I left L, I went to Essence, and I was doing some stuff at Essence, and then I wanted to get into interiors. And one of my friends, Erica Perry, who actually is from Charlotte, North Carolina, Essence is a different beast. When I say beast, it's in a good way. Because everyone there, most of the people went to HBCUs, it's all Black girls, we vibing, nobody touching your hair, it's just like a good vibe. So if you ask them if you want to do something, they'll be like, yeah. So they was like, I said, I want to get into interiors. And I started freelancing for this guy named Carlos Mota. Now, Carlos Mota was the biggest interior stylist. And I tell people I'm not a designer, I'm a stylist. So all the covers you see, we put things together so it can look good on a page. Like if we shoot in different ways. We shooting in just so it can look pretty on the picture. Half those homes that we shoot, a lot of them don't look like that. We're bringing things in. If we don't bring things in, we're making it look good for the shot. So he taught me everything that I knew. And he was actually Nina Garcia's best friend. So I worked with him for like 3 years. After I get off Essence, I'm with him. If I'm not working with Essence, I'm with him. Like it was like I was just trying to learn. So that's how I got into interior styling.
Wow.
So I was doing covers for Essence and stuff. So it was good.
That's amazing. So do you do staging or any of that too?
Yeah, I do staging. I do design because most of my work, people call me and ask me, can I do design? So I'll design stuff for them, but I do go in saying I'm not a trained interior designer, but I am a stylist, and usually it works out.
Yeah.
So they kind of one and the same, sort of?
Yeah, it's like kind of one and the same. Yeah, like a designer, she will probably knock down some walls. I ain't knocking down no walls. Now, I'll pick out... I'll work with your contractor, and I'll pick out the finishes. I'll pick out the slab for your island. I pick out the cabinet knobs. I even pick out your flooring. So I'm a person, I say, where stylists come in, we picking out the materials that go into your home. And this is very important because you can build a home and you can have an interior designer, but sometimes to knock out the cost, you can hire a stylist to come in and just pick out your materials. And that can even elevate the look of your home.
So what you saying is you do newly constructed homes too and stuff like that? Is that what you saying?
Well, like when people move into their new home, most of this stuff is commercial grade. Not commercial grade, contractors grade. So it's like cheap materials. When people build a home, they're not building in the source. Like they building a bunch of homes. They putting in cheap vinyl. They putting all these cheap materials. So if you're buying a home for say $300K, you may hire me and say, Dorcia, I just want this a little more upscale. So I'm going to change the flooring. I'll come in and say, okay, we need some Malibu hardwood flooring. You need more kitchen knobs. We're going to paint those cabinets. We'll do the cosmetic thing to get it up to that standard to increase your value of your home.
Okay, so wait a minute. Well, you're on a whole other level then, because I thought you were just walking in the houses and redecorating stuff.
No, she's like a little bit more particular because she can tell you what goes together and what doesn't, as far as like a general contractor, as she stated, like your islands, your marble, your slab, and it works. And so she's more partnering with understanding her customer and what they like, right? So, and what works better.
Renee.
Yeah. I told you. Look, she thinks she knows what she's talking about.
And one thing about clients, they know what they want. They just don't know how to articulate it, or they haven't seen it in the market. So we have this new flux of buyers, and most of them are first or second generation African Americans that's making a lot of money. And they know what they like. They just haven't seen it in the market. My job is to bring them. They'll tell me a concept, and my job is to bring them exactly what they want and elevate their taste level. Yeah, that's all it is access. Like people just need opportunities. So I could give you the opportunity to elevate your taste level and show you different things that's not even in stores. You're going to get the top tier. So that's what it's all about, because what you see in the stores is mass market. I take you to the private clients. I take you to the private vendors, the craft makers. And you got to realize a lot of these craft makers are people of color, because that's where it comes from at the end of the day. We was the original craft makers. So I'm going to little studios and they're custom making items for your client. And clients get excited about that, especially when you know where something comes from and what the base of it, and if it tells a story. And I tell people, if that's your home, you want to tell a story as people walk through your home. You want to be able to feel and touch everything in that home. Because if you work your butt off, that's your sanctuary. Your home is your sanctuary. So I try to explain it to my clients.
How do you feel about the whole neutral trend thing that's, going around? Everybody's home is cream or white and black and, the tan. And
that's Leon house.
Leon, your house, you have a neutral.
I seen a clip with you the other day. I'm thinking this is what she's talking about. That little ashtray thing, whatever. I don't know what it was. Is that what she's talking about? The little tan looking?
I'm not sure.
I'm just asking her about, because everybody wants this neutral aesthetic house.
I know that's not what you're talking about, but I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. But she don't remember. She posted on IG. It was something of a tan color.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. What?
I
feel like your taste. I don't remember, but your taste is your taste. Mm-hmm. I tell people not to follow trends, but if you like rock couches, that's good for you. But the everyday person, functionality means a lot. A lot of people have kids. A lot of my clients like color. They like pops of texture.
Yes, I live in color.
So a lot of people live in color, and they don't showcase that a lot in the magazines. They want this neutral look, which is easy to do. And for the client looking at the book or a consumer, that's easy for them to execute. But at the end of the day, how white can you keep a white couch? You watch the Kardashians, They got white everywhere, but they got millions of dollars to reupholster that stuff. Do you want to get, performance fabric? But sometimes performance fabric is not performance fabric.
Right.
So it's all on what you want. But, I'm about, making sure you're anchor, and your anchor could be your couch, making sure that's a color that you're really into, because you can build around that.
I love that. Now, do you work with clients that are, at a smaller budget scale? Are you able to?
Girl, yeah. Yeah, I do.
And kind of help them piece it together.
Yeah, I do. I do work with people of all ranges, but I'm just really real with people. If you're coming to me and you say, this is all I got, I'm gonna tell you what you can get. And I'm gonna tell you what stores you can get it from. But people, let me tell you, people say they have one budget, but then as they start seeing things they like, they up their budget. They up their budget. So you already know. But if you're coming to me like, I only got $1,000, I can't help you. I'm gonna tell you to go to West Town. And you can.
I know. I was a part-time sales designer at Crate Barrel, so I understand the different personalities of said budgets per se.
Yeah, but you can do a lot at Home Goods. I'm not knocking any of that. It's you got to work within your budget. I feel like as long as you have an eye and you can curate a home, you can do it.
Yeah. Now, you said you work with Black designers that a lot of people don't know about. Name a few of them. I would like to, so people can put the word out and understand some Black designers that are out here.
Well, I'm going to say Mark Graffin. He is amazing. He was on Ellen DeGeneres show, and he actually won. He is an amazing designer. He comes from New Mexico. He now has a studio in Brooklyn, and his stuff is it's exquisite. It's so exquisite, and he's so nice. Studio Ashton, that's in London. He can do stuff and ship it to you in the U.S. He's amazing. I actually got several of his pieces in my home. And this girl named Delilah Kinza, she's from New York. She went to North Carolina A&T. Not only is she a designer, but she makes furniture as well. So I think those are people that you need to look out for. And you got to look at companies that do small incubator collections. Like CB2 is known for highlighting people of color. But then it's like Giancarlo Valley. Giancarlo Valley is from Spain, and he's married to a good friend of mine. But his collection, he makes everything by hand. He's trying to bring craftsmanship back to the U.S. because most of the stuff that's made is not in the U.S. And these are all designers making things out of U.S., hiring local people, and putting money in their pocket as well. So I think that's very important, especially in this industry when things cost so much money. Now you may spend more because the production in the U.S. costs more money, but you got to think about, okay, If I support the designer, I know this money is going back to my community. I know he's hiring people from my community. You have to think of that too. And I try to stress that to my clients. And most of them, they understand that. And that actually get a kick from them. Because they're like, okay, I'm supporting the entire community by buying this table, but the table is fab anyway.
Yeah. I definitely know CB2, and I know Crate and Barrel tries, they'll have a few pieces from, a few Black designers that I try to support, and I still have. And I try to buy as much as I can, or I would say my income allows me to do so. If not, I'll try to do something on my own. I'll paint a wall or whatever. But I think that's amazing. Now, you living in Fayetteville, you live in Fayetteville, or
no? Oh, no.
She said,
Honey, when I was in Fayetteville, it's nothing to do there. It's a military town, so I knew nothing. So as soon as I was graduating, I said, I'm not coming back. I mean, I'm coming back to see my family, but I can't live there. That's not who I am. Yeah. And you know what's so crazy about this? Like, all the people that I grew up with are so talented. Like, I think about them sometimes when I'm on jobs. Like, I think about Chris Ford and all them. I even think about Leon. I'm like, they can kill this stuff. But it's like, it's no opportunity in those communities. So I tell people, that's why people go to New York. Because New York is all the opportunities. Right. But what I'm finding out is you got to create opportunity where you're at. But it's so many talented people that was in Fayetteville. Like, it was so many. But when you're from a small town, you don't see anything. And if you don't travel a lot, so it's sad. Yeah. But again, your friends and you try to pull them in projects and things of that sort.
Mm-hmm. Right. I love New York. I go there all the time. I mean, that 1 hour flight is the best thing ever because I live in North Carolina. So I'm like 6 a.m. JFK, I'm there. Like,
girl, I'm trying to tell you, the most talented people, they be from down south. All the people I met from New York, they just happen to be from down south or out west. And they are the most talented people you will meet. And I tell people, don't sleep on the Southerners.
Yeah.
Right. Now look, tell us about, I think we talked about when I came to see you. You talked about staging for Steve Harvey one time. Is that correct?
Was it Steve Harvey? No, it wasn't Steve Harvey. Who was I staging for? It was Bruce.
I think it was Steve Harvey. You said, because you was telling me, I don't want to say what all you was telling me.
But it was, or maybe just staging for somebody in general. Listen, audience, I wasn't privy to the conversation, but I'm gonna just throw it out there. Tell us one of your most most memorable staging moments.
Good and bad. The good one and the bad one.
Yeah.
The good one was Nate Berkus. Anybody know Nate Berkus?
I do. That was one of Oprah's friends. Mm-hmm. She kind of brought him to light, I would say, more so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, anybody she touches, they make millions. So I did the cover of AD with Nate and his husband, Jeremiah. And that was just the most beautiful home ever. They were the nicest people. And the kids were so nice. And everything was just so nice. And that really doesn't happen. And then I just came out of shoot with Elle Decor. And that's when we worked with Delida Kensington that went to A&T. And her family cooked dinner for us. And we stayed. And it was an all Black team, and we just had a good ass time. Mm-hmm. The most challenging one I would say is I had to style a shoot with a very famous interior designer who does the Obamas, Tyler Perry. He does everybody, any Black person that's Shonda Rhimes.
Yeah,
and he was just not a pleasure. If they call me, I work.
Sometimes do they come with that? I'm going to say that God complex that doctors have. How doctors kind of have that complex. Well, they hired me and I have the final say and I know what's best. Well,
yeah, I think it's being entitled. I think entitled is one thing. They don't show their clients how they act, but the way you treat your people that work for you tells me a lot about who you are. Like his assistant was crying in the bathroom. But you gotta realize I can't say.
You over here. She can't.
I thought she said the name earlier, a few minutes ago.
No,
I said who he does. He does very accomplished Blacks, all the accomplished Blacks. But it shows you how they treat their staff. When they treat their staff really poorly, that shows you what type of person they are. But you got to realize, I'm from a fashion background. If you ever watched The Devil Wears Prada, that was my life times 1 million for 7 years. Wow. So to me, that's nothing. And plus, my stepfather was strict. He was really strict. So Them fussing and cussing, child, I don't pay them no attention. I do my job and I go home.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that saves me a lot because I'm very nice on set. If you say something to me, I usually just gonna look at you. I'm gonna tell the photographer here to shoot this shot so we can go home because I'm not coming back. And then I go home. I do not treat negative energy with a negative spirit. I look at you, I smile, and I turn my head and I keep it moving.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta.
That's how I handle it. But sometimes you gotta be a little.
You know, you got friends.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I got friends, but you know,
I know.
I think my thing is I was on set with a production company, and these young girls from LA came, and I usually don't hire young people. I hire people that I work with because we all freelancers, so we all grabbing money like this, like we all trying to work. So if I have a gig, I'm gonna call Sudi, Mo. I'm gonna call everybody. I'm like, hey, y'all working this week? Y'all want to work? Y'all want to make some money? And we all work together. And these are very experienced people. And I remember these young kids. They were just mad young. They were like, my friend. She's if you know Preston Bailey, he does all these big weddings, and she worked with Preston for 25 years. She's the best florist in the game. Like no one can touch her. And the young girls were talking, and she like almost 60. And the young girls were talking to her like she meant nothing. They talked to her like she was dirt. Now that's when I got a little Brooklyn. That's when I turned up because I feel like you could speak to me, but don't speak to the people that work for me in that manner because they could sweep you under the rug with their experience. It's the way you treat people, but I will not have my people that work for me treated badly. That's like a no-no for
me. Wow. So there you go, people. You got to have tough skin in this industry, no matter what industry you're in. Corporate America, fashion, interior design, all of it. All of it takes tough skin. Now, it says, you know, as I stalk you on your Instagram, you're a buyer. So do you do like, is that with homes and then you kind of redo them and flip them? Or you, do you work with other, you know, people that are purchasing homes and then you're helping them stage them to sell, like flipping and all of those things?
Yeah, when buyer, I buy things like, say, Leon said, see, I need a new couch. You know, I'm looking for this feel. I was like, okay, this is where we're gonna go. This is the discount you're gonna get because usually when you with me, you get wholesale costs.
Oh yeah.
But I'm an art buyer as well. I'm actually going to school right now at Sotheby's. But I was always into art, and you know, a lot of my friends are art curators in New York, so I collect art as well. So I'm trying to get more people, especially people our age, into collecting art because that art in 8 years can pay for your school, your child's tuition in school. So I'm a big advocate of people, you know, getting into the art game, and I'm the person that buys the art for you. I'll call my friend and say, should they buy this? How's the market doing? And they'll let me know, and then I'll purchase for you. And then that's how you start to build your collection. It's very important because we got to stop buying cars and all of that because that do not accumulate wealth. What accumulates wealth? Art. Art accumulates wealth. I got things on my wall that I could sell right now, and I could put a down payment on the house. Yeah, so that's what it's about.
She was showing me some things when I saw you. Wow.
I told you shit. I told you.
He was telling me. He was telling me. He was like, my friend told me she's going to get me into art, you know, to buy some pictures and everything. And I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Art. And you start, and I tell people when you buy art, you can start off with prints, as long as there are no more than 50 of it. So say like Derek Adams is a big artist. Derek Adams is a African-American artist. And he blew up. He's in Jay-Z collection. He's in Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys. I mean, he's huge. Jay-Z actually had one of his paintings when Jay-Z was on the cover of the New York Times. Derek Adams was behind him. So Derek started making prints. If you buy a print, he only made 50. So if you buy one of those 50 prints, you hold on for 5 years, it could accumulate over 7.6%. So that's even more than sometimes the stock market. So I tell people, it's okay to buy a print as long as it's no more than 50 that they made and the significance of that print. If you know that art is in somebody's collection, then you need to go buy that print. So
how do you know, or how can you tell?
Yeah.
First, how do you know if it's 50? Will they let you know it's only 50? How do you know what art is like? Okay, this gonna be a good piece to get. How do you know that?
Well, you got to look at the artist first. So if it's a acclaimed artist, then you think about like who is following that artist. So you look at the people following that artist, and then you see if you go to artsy.net, it shows you the auction results of these artists when they hit the market. Like Chrissy just had this big African American art, and auction, and I think a Toyin, which is a famous artist, she sold for $300K. The highest selling living artist is Kerry Marshall, and he's black. And P Diddy and Swiss Beats made sure he sold for 10 to 20 million. You get what I'm saying? So you just got to research your artists. Be very, very cautious when you buy, and make sure you contact the galleries. Find out, where they at. If they're in museums, I'm very keen on. If any artist went to Yale, like if they went to Yale and graduated from MFA, they're about to blow up.
Really?
Galleries are looking at people that went to Yale and they sourcing them out. So that's a big criteria.
I mean, I know Yale is prestigious, but why Yale? Is it
because all the famous artists went there? Like Kehinde, the guy who did Obama painting, he went there. Like every big artist went to Yale. They go for the masters in Yale. And then you look at, okay, has this artist been in museums? So you look at the museums they've been in. How many shows and who's in that show? Oh, he was in a show with a big artist. Okay, let me jump on that. Oh, Swiss Beats just bought this artist for the Dean collection. Oh, let me get that. Okay, I just went to the Met and I saw his piece there. Okay, let me get that print. Knowing that he only made 50. Now, if he make 100 or more, you don't want to buy that print.
So I got something here that I got from somebody.
Oh goodness!
It has a number on it. I need to check my number. I don't know if it's more than 50.
Check your number. It have like the number and then the slash and how many.
It does have.
Oh really? Okay, so it'll be on the back.
Look at it.
The number and then slash.
Yeah. So say you bought a painting, right, and a print, and it's 3 of 50. It have 3 slash and a 50.
Oh,
so that's telling you the only 50 was made, but this is number 3 of the 50.
I think I got robbed.
Stop! Don't say that.
No. Are there any?
Be careful when you're buying.
What's a good art gallery for beginners as they try to find their eye?
Jack Shaman is a great art gallery to follow. Jack Shaman, they house the most African American leading artists in the world, and they're fair. Jack Shaman is a good art. Look at auctions by Christie's and Sotheby's. Look at the auctions.
Make sure you're writing all this down and send it to me, Renee.
She's writing. I see her writing. And then look at the students at Yale. Look at Instagrams and see, like, say if you have a a good artist that you like, see who they're following, because usually it's friends of friends.
Right.
So that's like me and you, Leon. If you was an artist and I was an artist and I blew up, of course I'm gonna put you on, and I'm gonna introduce you to my gallerist. I'm gonna introduce you to my agent, and I'm gonna get you through the circuit as well.
Who's the client that you would want to work with? Who's your dream client?
I don't have one.
Okay.
Well, why not?
And the reason why is because being I don't have one. No, it's because being in the industry and working with so many celebrities and things of that sort, no one is who they are. It's very few that it's really who they are. So you think you want to work with somebody and you meet them, you be like, oh my God, that was the worst. I mean, that was the worst thing that can ever happen to me. And then it's so crazy because the biggest stars, like Whoopi Goldberg, is the nicest person in the world. She's like your auntie. Meryl Streep is the nicest person in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like 50 Cent is cool. You know what I mean? Like it's people that people wouldn't even expect to be nice, and they're like the nicest people, and they treat you like a human being. But it's the people that you see on TV that everyone loves. They be like Rihanna. She's the nicest. Like Rihanna's the nicest person. I worked with her for her Vibe cover. I pulled all the clothes for the Vibe cover. The stylist styled her. But I remember I had this rosary, and it had like a rifle on it. And a young girl in Brooklyn would make these like earrings and rosaries. And she was like, oh, I like your rosary. I was like, oh, thanks. I was like, you want one? She was like, yeah. So I called the girl on the phone. I was like, yo, come up. Rihanna's here. The girl spread out like 50 things on there. Rihanna said, I'll take them all. And the girl left. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's people like that you remember because they're good people. They do their job and they go home. So I don't have a dream client because of that. Because you never know you really never know what you're going and getting into.
I got one that I want to meet, have on my podcast and all that. I ain't gonna tell them. I'll tell you later.
Don't tell me why. What, LeBron James or something? Who?
No, LeBron James. Get LeBron. No, I ain't gonna say forget LeBron James, but no, not LeBron James.
Who?
Throw it in the atmosphere.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, well, you know what would be a dream client? Now, let me stop fronting. Idris Elba and his wife. I think they're everything. I would love to work with them. They're just everything. And I heard he's a good guy. So Idris Elba.
But you never dealt with him or been around him personally or anything like that?
I mean, I've been with him on a shoot. Just a shoot. And he was nice. He's very masculine, honey. He has very much of me, honey. He bad. That's a bad brother.
Have you thought about possibly doing like a YouTube or shorts of something of your day to day and how you style? Because you seem very. Leon says no.
No. It's so crazy. No, because people don't understand. I think, and I did hire this young guy named Noah. He's everything. He used to be a dancer. Now he assists me on some jobs, and he be doing video content for me. And I'm like, go ahead, Noah. Mm-hmm. But when you're working, I'm trying to tell you, when you're on set, it's like this. I don't have, I'm not even thinking. I'm like, I got to get this shot. I'm trying to make a cover. I'm doing this. But my editors are telling me, like, you need to stop and you need to make content, because to get those collaborations you want, like, I want collaborations with, big box stores. You have to have the social media following. It's so crazy because when social media came out, I remember I was working at Lancôme Paris. And this, what's her name? I forgot her name, but she did makeup and she had like over 1 million followers. So we paid her $50K just to come in for one day.
Was it
makeup?
Was she?
What was her name? She was Asian. I forgot her name, but she was huge. We paid her $50K to do the makeup behind the scenes of a fashion show. And I remember Andre Leon Talley was there, and a Wintour, everybody was there. She gets there and she goes, "Oh, I don't know how to do makeup on other people, just myself." Mm-hmm. So you got all these vets, like, we don't work 20-something years to get here, and we're doing makeup, and she don't even know how to do makeup, and y'all paying her $50K. But that's the game now. It's all about.
We made a lot of money off of her, I'm sure, just being there.
I mean, we was kind of pissed because her job was to do the makeups of the major models that was walking the runway that day. So other people had to do it. So how would you feel if you're a makeup artist? You're not getting paid $50K. You get a normal rate. But she just standing there looking. So, I mean, but the idea, I mean, you really have to change with the market. And that's something I'm trying to do. And Leon tells me this all the time. I do have to start doing podcasts and stuff. But, girl, people be getting on my nerves. I don't be having time.
Yeah, that's why I hear no, because I knew we had talked before when I was out there where she at. Mm-hmm. And she said she don't be on social media a lot. She don't even, and she just recently, I've seen how you started recording a little bit and putting it on Instagram. So she's getting there.
I'm trying. I need to hire somebody, but the people I want to hire cost $10,000 for 2 months.
Listen, Lily was just here. What did Lily say about utilizing your resources? Go to the schools, get the interns.
I need that.
Lily was giving us gems about that. He was saying, a lot of these young people, they want to do it, but they don't know where to start, or they want to, kind of work, and
well, let me know if you know anybody. Shit.
I know a few people. Some people I try to push more. And some people I try to get to do certain things, but I try to connect with somebody. Pretty sure somebody will.
Yeah, let me know, because it's such a vital thing in our market now. That's how people are getting work and getting jobs. But I tell anyone that want to do interiors, I came through in the editorial when magazines was really huge. Magazines are not dying out. So it's like, how do you transition? And my transition is doing catalog, because now it's all about catalogs. Or doing people homes, or getting more into art and helping people collect art. So you just got to learn how to pivot. But what I tell everyone, do not let anybody discourage you. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina, honey. I'm not supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Prayer led me here. And I feel like, I always do people right. But at the end of the day, you got to make what you want be yours, just like that. So I try to encourage that into my family, my nephews, and my friends. But interiors, it's like any other job. It's a grimy game, but when you get there, you can choose who you work with, and people treat you how you respond to them as well. So I was on the phone with this, I'm doing a shoot in August with this design team from Mexico City, and they want me to work, and they was trying to bullshit me on my rate. And I was like, nah, this is the rate. I'm not, well, you got to hire somebody else.
Right.
So the guy was like, okay, we're going to hire you, but only for one day. And I was like, all right, that's fine with me. And then he said, I'm a narcissistic person. And he was like, I'm hard to work with. And I'm just letting you know ahead of time. And I just said, okay, well, I'm a very creative, nice person, so we should get along very well. And he goes, that's what I like to hear. And he hangs up. So I already know when I go on set, it's going to be some shit. But you know what? I'm gonna do my job, get my check, and I'm gonna go home.
Yeah. See,
and it's always helpful.
See, I
tell people it's helpful.
I be shut down. Like, did you just talk?
Did he change his mind once you got there?
No, he said that's what I like to hear. I see him in August, but the point I'm saying is, and then I'm gonna bring a particular assistant. I have particular assistants for each environment. So I'm bringing in my straight black man. Yeah. Motherfuckers don't act like that when straight black man walks through the door. Like they don't. And I noticed that when you're on set and you're dealing with certain people, if you have a black man by you, they ain't gonna say too much. I don't know what it is.
That's why I say you got friends.
So for the presence of a black man, because they just sit there and they will not do they will not act like that with women. Like if I had another woman assistant with me, they'll be acting all crazy, girl. You bringing a man, they ain't gonna say nothing. They gonna say much. So that I found that helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I know it sounds crazy, but it's reality.
I know.
It's real. You got to have a man with you. Somebody who go stand up, look, act right.
That's right.
That's right. So look, going back to your art, who taught you the steps of buying art and looking at art? I know you told me, but tell the audience like your connections or how you first learned. I don't know if you're gonna say any names, but how did you get there?
About art?
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny because I love Chris Ford. He used to draw all the time. Yeah. Then my brother used to draw, and my mom on the sneak tip, she does oil paintings, right? Okay. So I always like art. Yeah. So it was my birthday, and I was like, you know what? Instead, I want to buy art. Like you supposed to buy art and jewelry. So I was like, I want to buy art. And I had a really good friend named Curtis, and he was like, oh, you're gonna buy it's this guy named Kahinde. You're gonna love his work. You got to get him. I met him. He go to Yale, blah, 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 blah. I was like, all right. So I go into this gallery. I'm like, I can afford this shit. So it's a piece on the owner's desk. And I was like, I'm looking for a Kahinde. He said, oh, here go one right here. It's on the desk. I said, how much you give it to you? He told me. I said, okay, I get it. I got my little credit card, girl. I said, oh, it's going to take me 6 months to pay this shit off. I think it was like $1,000. $1,000 to a girl ain't making no money. I was like, God, what am I going to do? But I bought it on my credit card. And I was telling, and Curtis kept saying, he going to blow up. I'm trying to tell you, just keep it. He going to blow up. And I said, all right, whatever. I kept that thing in the closet for a real long time. And kind of found out Kahinde painted Obama painting. And then my shit went right on up. Hallelujah. Amen.
Yeah.
And that's what I was like, oh, we can make money? Oh, we on.
Now, have you sold anything?
Have I what?
Have you sold any art? Or you're just keeping it?
I'm keeping it. I wanted to like I'm hoping my nephew will go to Morehouse. It's gonna be his payment for Morehouse. I'm praying to God that he end up going to Morehouse. But no, I'm keeping it. I mean, if anything, it'd be donated to like a school if something happens to me, or donated to my family, So
well, why are you praying that he go to Morehouse?
Yo, the man out of Morehouse I went to the orientation at Morehouse. It's like you on a rocket ship, Leon. You should hear how they talk. It's like you with the #1 black people in the world. Yeah, I was so hyped. Yeah, like they hype you up. I felt like I need to go to this school. I was at my friend nephew, and they were just talking about our past and who Morehouse was. I was like, I want to go here. I know I'm a girl, but I want to go to Morehouse. Morehouse is awesome.
Yeah, so, that's why they're always getting donations. Always.
That's why. Always.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I remember I used to want to go to Spelman growing up from the Cosby Show. From the Cosby Show.
Girl, yes. Mm-hmm. And you remember the Cosby Show, they were art collectors too.
Yes.
Those are famous paintings on those walls.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, he messed it up for everybody. I still want that show to come on, man. He just really messed it up for us.
He really did. I mean, I wanted a brownstone in Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
The whole feel of the townhouse. I mean, not their size because they was, they had a basement and all that. But yeah, that was like my whole thing right there.
But what's crazy about all of that? They won't play that, but they playing Woody Allen movies all the time.
Right, all the time.
That part, all the time. But we can't get the Cosby Show.
Crazy. Yes.
Crazy.
So look, how do you stay up with the latest trends in fashion?
Well, this is what what I have to say on for trends.
How you stay updated with the
this is really my life. This is my life. I go to museums like almost every other day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stores every other day. I'm going.
That's
to
why you don't remember
every other day.
I'm
always somewhere.
There's a little thing that looked like an ashtray. You was on.
Oh, you talk about the matcha ashtray?
Okay, what's the ashtray then? Okay, yeah,
it was a matcha ashtray,
and it was tan, neutral color. What she was saying earlier, and she was asking about how people always go with the tan and neutral.
Yeah, because weed is legal in New York, like all these dispensaries. So ashtrays are making a comeback. So shit, if you're gonna make anything, I should make some ashtrays. Make some ashtrays because people smoking openly now. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna get an ashtray, get a nice one, honey. That's all I'm about.
Yeah, no, I just looking at her photos, and I always do. It's like the color, like this chair. What is it? It's this chair that that it looks like you put surround yourself with beauty, and it's just like oh my god, with the black and white flooring, and that's me. That's my style.
Yeah, you know what's so crazy? I don't understand how people can sit in a box. Like, I feel like if you have one joy, that joy is living around beauty. Now, when I was young, my brother was incarcerated, and me and him was talking about something. He was like, "That's what I miss." He was like, when you're on the inside, you're in the box. And he said people don't appreciate the beauty in this world. And that's true. Like, if you have freedom and you can live in beauty, I don't care if it's just a picture, a nice pillow, live in that beauty. Because when you go outside, it's a lot of things going on in this world. When I come to my house, I want to at least feel the beauty of my home. And I think that's so important. And that's why I think people are getting more into home design as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, everybody on YouTube University is into, their interior designers, stagers, home,
Why?
all the things. But then everybody has all the things. It's like Amazon just shift from one house to another on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean.
Speaking of being locked up, I remember.
What you remember?
I was saying, being locked up when I first found out you was with Elle. I was telling everybody, my homegirl, she's with Elle. She's with Elle. I was excited.
You're my big. I'm trying to tell you, Leon is one of my biggest cheerleaders. I mean, Leon has always been there for me. He's like my brother. I'm gonna get emotional. Leon's my brother. Like, I remember Leon. You don't understand. Me and Leon, we used to play after school. I mean, he had these gray shoes. He had long nails. Leon was a pretty boy. It was so funny. But Leon has always been my cheerleader. And, sometimes when you're in a world where no one looks like you,
right,
and it's hard, you really don't have the education, summer in Paris. And, those people that's from your hometown remind you of who you truly are and why you should be there. That's really a special thing. And that's why I always love Leon. I'll do anything for Leon, That's my boy.
Yeah, she told me about my stinky feet one time. I don't remember that.
Oh my.
Girl, let me tell you. Everybody was in love with Leon. I was like, Leon. Ugh. He was like, ooh, Leon. I was like,
ugh. Never looked at me like that.
Him and his whole crew. Leon, Eddie, all of them. And their feet all stunk because they used to always come to my mama's house. And they feet, oh my God, girl.
Stinky feet.
I was like, they all played football. They were. I didn't think none of them were cute. I was like, they stinky boys. That's all I remember. But they good guys. They were all good. They were really good guys. Except some of them. Most of them was good guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's so good. I do want to know now, when being asked to do staging or any type of job, is it always good to get, and this is for, I guess, some of our entrepreneurs or people who want to eventually get into this business, as far as like paying upfront and knowing your worth and standing on it? How did you first started determining that? Or who, did someone guide you, someone provide it, or you were just like, I know I'm worth this and this is what it is? Oh
no, that wasn't it, honey. Because you don't know. You got to find out what's market rate. You don't want to be like a year in and you're charging $50K and the biggest designer's not even charging that. So it was asking around, and I did work for an interior designer at one point, Vincent Wolf. So I knew his pay structure, and but you always take a percentage up front because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be working more than you make. That's just the reality of it. They're gonna call you, they're gonna text you 24/7 about some color, some wallpaper, and it's all good because you into it. But my business manager told me, she said, you got to stop that because they're not paying for your time. They're paid from 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock. They want after hours, and you're going to have to charge them for after hours. So basically, it's about seeing where their budget is, but also, like, if their budget is, say, $50K, charge 30% of $50K, and then you charge a 30% on the stuff you're picking for them, because that's your time spent. Then they got to pay for travel. So what people don't understand is interior design, that's an expensive thing. That's a luxury. People don't understand that. When you see all these basketball players and stuff, interior design costs a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not just with the furniture, that's for the people that you hire. But if you're new and you coming up, gauge them on what they have. So they say, I only have $5,000. Say, okay, I can do it for $1,500, but you only gonna get 3 hours a week with me, but I help you navigate the market. I mean, do what you feel. If you really feel that you want to get into this industry, but I would suggest assisting someone like an interior designer, a stylist, but or even working at Crate and Barrel, CB2, because they actually hire those people in those stores to do their homes as well, if they like you. I tell people that all the time.
That was my next question. I was going to ask, would you, if time permitted, would you kind of mentor somebody, follow you, or go somewhere with you to do certain things that was interested in doing that?
Yeah, I actually have an intern. She's only 12 years old. She wants to be an interior designer. So I was taking her on my projects. When I tell you, honey, don't sleep on these little kids. This little girl took better notes than some of my grown-ass assistants.
Really?
She would sit there while I'm talking to somebody. I'm like, damn, I can't remember what I told her. She'd be like, oh, I wrote it all down for you, Miss Kelly. She's 12. It's my homeboy I went to college with, his daughter. She picks, she draws, she's learning CAD. She's 12 years old. So yeah, I mean, that's something I love to do, but they have to have the time as well. Mm-hmm.
How long is too long to spend on a job?
How long is too long to what?
To spend on a job for someone.
Well, people can spend 4 years on a job. I just went to one client. They did they had a concrete home built from the floor up. That took 6 years. I know a designer who did a penthouse in Manhattan. He told me it took him 4 years. Wow. You have to have a contract there. Yeah, it's a long time. They're talking about contractors and all that. The longest for me has been 2 years, and that's just styling. That's buying furniture. That's all that I didn't do. I picked out her materials, but you're really working for the contractor, making sure you got the clearance to do certain things. They taking 2 weeks just to pick out a table. You gotta have patience and you gotta remind your client that everything can be returned. Yeah. Except custom stuff. Because people get nervous about ordering a table. I'm like, we can return it. Like, let's see if it works. So yeah.
Trust me, I worked at Crate and Barrel. I'm like, oh, they're stylists. Because they'll be like, I want that, 4 of those, 3 of those, 4 of those lamps. And you work on, they want to see your sales. So I'm like, oh, that's the stylist. Nope. Nope, I'm not helping them.
But they may be returning.
Because they're gonna return the whole, and it's gonna mess up all your wholesale thing. I know, like when I see 2 people and they running in the store, as soon as they walk in and they dash, one go this way, one go that way, I'm like, absolutely not. They'll be like, did you speak to them? Nope. Because I already know what it's gonna lead to. Because they'll ask this. You guys have a cart? No. No, we don't have no card.
The sad part about that is that you really want the client to buy it,
right?
Like you really want them. You're there and you're trying to convince them to buy a lamp.
Yes,
that's why sometimes I just like it's best to have a lot of clients that's already been through the game. They already know how interior designer or stylist works. They already know, and they're like yay nay. Because when you're buying so many things for a client and they still not getting it. If they're not paying for renderings of how the house is gonna, then it's like, I give people 3 edits. 3 edits. And then like if I'm on set, I tell a person 3 times. I'm not telling you a 4th time. If you ask me, what should I do? I'm gonna tell you. You're gonna ask me twice. You gonna ask me a 3rd, I'm gonna tell you. A 4th time, I'm not telling you. I'm like, do what you want. Because I'm not
repeating myself. Pillow colors go when they're like, oh, I'm looking for brown, and then I see them FaceTime and nope, I'm going to green. I'm like, absolutely not. Let me help this woman pick out her silverware over here. Because nope.
But it's a joy when they do buy.
It is a joy when they do buy, but I'm like, oh, I'll see you tomorrow. If I like when I would work on Friday, because they would come in Friday evening, stores just dead. And I'm like, and then I would work again on Sunday, and I would see them on Sunday. And you could tell because they got a little hunch to their shoulder as soon as they walk in with all the bags. And I'm like,
you're like, damn. I'm working with this one client. He 41. He is paid. I remember he would like if he's quiet, that means he don't like nothing. If he starts smiling, he be like, I want that, and he take everything. Men, when they shop, they ain't got time. I want that, I want that, I want that. What's the price? All right, come on. Boom, 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 boom. A lot of men, they don't think second about nothing. They're gonna buy it and they're gonna go home.
Yeah. So what exactly is it that you're doing for him?
Oh, I'm buying stuff for his house. I'm shopping for him, his shopper.
Okay, for his house.
And I know him, I mean, yeah.
So he gives you, did he give you, you're picking the stuff out?
Picking everything for his house.
If you went in somebody's house and they say, I want you to just do your thing, decorate, or whatever, how long would it take you to see what you're trying to do, your vision of it?
Probably in a day. Because I have a conversation with them. I tell them what they want. I tell them, okay, I know you've been on Pinterest. Show me what you like in Pinterest. So I used to be a market editor for magazines. So a market editor determined the trends in the market. So when people are picking out stuff, it always have a common thread. I don't care what you say. It's something common about every picture they picking. Maybe they like the color red. It's red in every picture. Maybe they like this type of sofa. It's a curved sofa in every picture. It's a common thread. So I'll talk to them and then I'll do a mood board. I do 3 mood boards. They'll pick a mood board, and then my stepfather works with me, Ray Slaughter. Ray does all my CAD drawing. So Ray would do a CAD drawing on how the layout of the living room or whatever room we're doing. So he'll draw where the sofa should be, how big the sofa, and once we get all the size dimensions, and then I'll come back to the client and I'll pick out, say, well, these are 5 sofas, I think, and this one goes with each 5 sofas. And then I present everything to the client with materials and finishes, and then they select then. But if we just rambling, we going like the client I have now, I already know who he is. First of all, I get along really well with men because I grew up with all boys. I know what he wants. I know his personality. He's very flashy. He likes extravagant things. If it's expensive, he even wants it more. So I take him to the shop that I know he gonna like. I know his style. So when you're working with these clients, you start to notice how they dress, what kind of car they drive. You actually start knowing them and their personality, and you gauge it off that.
You should. So Ray still work with you now?
Yeah, that's my employee. Shit, he's a 1099. He's a 1099. And look, Ray, my father is retired, so he won't do the work unless he know he getting paid. He be like, well, you know I'm retired. I'm like, yo, it's paid. He be like, all right, I do it, and he do it like in 2 minutes. I'm like, I pay him well, honey. I pay him very well.
Now, do you do styling for like holidays? Do you have reoccurring clients that are like, they want you to come out and decorate their home for like the holidays and things of that nature? Are you not doing that?
I'm not doing it. I do a dinner party, but I'm not doing a holiday. I'm good. That's not my thing. That's not my thing. I mean, that's not my thing.
How are you when you go shopping for clothes? Is it simple or is it for clothes?
Oh, me? It's simple.
I know women take long anyway, but being with your styling and your eye for colors and all these things, how is it you going shopping just for clothes, ordinary clothes?
Well, I tell people you got to dress according to your body shape. Now, you remind you, I used to style people for a living. So I styled very skinny women, and then I styled regular women at Essence. And I realized how many women, regardless of what size you were, they were always self-conscious about their body. I mean, one girl, what was it, Mila? What's the girl who's married to Ashton Kutcher? What's her name?
Mila.
Mila. I remember I was styling her. She was like a size 0, and she was like, "Oh my god, I gotta lose weight."
What?
And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "You're perfect." She was like, "No, I gotta lose weight." And then you're with someone that's huge, not huge, but full body, and they don't want to show their arms. They don't want to show past their knees. And it got so, and I tell people you have to dress with companies that fit your body type. Like I know what company fits my body. I have nice hips. I have thick thighs. I know what company gonna fit that. It's not about, oh, I like this dress, I'm gonna buy that. No, I'm gonna go to Bottega for this. I'm going to Prada for this because I know that they cut for my shape.
Right.
So I tell people you gotta shop for your shape. You have to, and then you filter from that. That'll avoid going to all these little stores. Now I go to Zara. Don't get me twisted. But if you're investing in certain things, you need to make sure that designer works with your body type. Like a Victoria Beckham, I style Serena Williams.
You style Serena. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm about to start stuttering. I can't even get it out.
I love Serena.
You style Serena?
I can't. Everyone styles Serena. I ain't the only person. Everybody styles Serena.
I ain't talking about everybody. I'm talking about you, somebody I know.
He's so excited. If you don't hire him as an intern soon, please. Please.
Anyway, that was something on another level. Not level, but
was it one of those?
She didn't want to pay me. No, she didn't want to pay me. I was like, I ain't working for you. And everybody was like, you should do it, Serena. I don't care. I gotta pay my rent. And what people don't understand in your 20s, let me tell you what I was doing in my 20s. I was making $35K at working at L, and this was when Louboutin was coming out. My friend worked at Louboutin. She used to give me all these free shoes. I would go and hustle those shoes and sell those shoes in the block just to pay my rent. So you ain't gonna call me and tell me you're not paying me. Girl.
Right.
I'm a hustler. I gotta get my money. Yeah. So I was going here, selling, and I'm young. Like I just gotta pay my rent so I can stay in New York. I don't have to ask my mom for no money because that's my whole thing. I can't ask my mom and my stepfather for money. So she called, but she was calling every stylist in New York. That's her. She called every stylist, and everybody wanted to work for her for free. And I was like, I'm not working for free. And I went to my homegirl owned a shop, and she was like, do you want to she was like, everyone's like pulling stuff for Serena. Are you pulling? I said, no, because she ain't paying me. And they were like, you're not going to do it? I was like, no, I ain't going to do it. And then
I'm not excited no more.
No, she cool. Serena's cool. But, she's a celebrity. She can get what she wants. And she's going to do it. But then she hired me for a magazine shoot. And the magazine paid me. Okay. And it's so funny because she wanted to look like a modern day Marilyn Monroe. And I pulled like all this stuff and I get on set. And the day before, they don't know my homegirl owns the shop and she made clothes. So I said, yo, let's make her a Marilyn Monroe dress. My homegirl said, bet. She made the dress in one night. Come on set. And I got Louis, all the brands there. And so she was like, oh, I like this. She ended up picking my homegirl dress to wear on the cover. So that was dope. But at the end of the day, I remember her saying, and her body she has a beautiful body. And I remember her saying, I want to be like Victoria Beckham. And I looked at her. I said, don't you want to be like Diane Carroll? Diane Carroll was dope and she was curvy. Don't you want to be like, Diana Ross, somebody like, come on. So you got to realize when you're in this industry, it's a lot of pressure to be a certain size and to look a certain way. So when people embrace that, it takes a lot of effort and you can't fault them for it because, I'm a blonde now, but honey, I had a blonde afro working at L because I was so twisted.
Yeah.
So you got to find confidence in yourself to navigate through this industry that we call entertainment. So I tell people when you shop, you got to shop for your body type. Look at designers. I don't care if it's Shein, whoever. If they fit you like a glove, that's your brand right there.
I know. That's why I need to come back to New York. I want to get something from Fee Noel. I just love Fee Noel. But I just need
I do too.
I just need for her to add a little bit more fabric to her pieces.
You should tell her. I'm sure she'll listen. You should email her. I like her robe. You should tell her.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not even up there. Like, I'm not even a 20 or 18, 20. Like, can you make something for a true 16, please?
You should tell her. I'm trying to take people read those.
What's the name? Fee Noel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
People read those people. They read comments because there's money in the 12 and up market.
Yeah, I'm just like,
it's a lot of money.
Please, a bathing suit, something. I don't know. At this point, some socks.
Child, I don't even try no more. I'm like, I don't even try no more. Give me a jacket, I'm fine.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, that's my ultimate goal. I was like, let me fly to New York and go to her showroom, make an appointment. So then hopefully she'll be there so I can say, hey, I just need for you to add a little bit more fabric to these pants. And
what about Sergio Hudson?
Yes, I like Sergio Hudson. Mm-hmm. I like Christopher John Rogers. Yep. I'm into.
Oh, I love Christopher Rogers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's.
You know who's good that fits our back? No, but you know who's good that you don't sleep on? Brandon Maxwell. White boy. This stuff fits, honey. They fits our curves. And you know what designer used to?
Write it down.
So it's the designer who committed suicide. He loved women with hips. It was Alexander McQueen. He made good clothes. He made good stuff. Like his stuff fit me really well. But he's no longer there. So
yeah.
Ladies, if y'all are listening and looking, if you made it this far, y'all hear she's giving y'all some people or designers to go check out their clothes. Like she's thinking about.
And I want people. Yeah, and I just want people to know, like, this advice is very expensive. I charge.
Yeah.
I tell people, she charged for this.
No, I tell people. You know, I used to give out advice and tell people where to go. My friend was like, "Girl, you better start making money off that." So I do charge. But at the end of the day, it's about us feeling good in our body and our skin. And you know, whatever you can find that fits you, I think that would be heaven.
We're waiting for those, you know, Instagram and YouTube videos of, you know, advice, tips, and everything. We're gonna find her YouTube intern.
Yeah, we got
me.
You for you.
I'm a mess. I tell people I'm a mess.
So we can build those collaborations with those brands, so we can get you, you know, all those things.
I tell you what, do 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes. Do one clip a day.
Yeah,
a couple minutes.
But then you gotta see, like, how do your personality supposed to be? You supposed to be yourself?
Yeah.
Yourself. Yeah,
don't come on here. Hi guys. We're gonna be like, please.
Be yourself.
I am country at the end of the day. I'm country with a little bit of Brooklyn. So
look at me. I'm country. I stutter. I mumble. I'm here on this video. Don't worry about that.
I guess I'll try that. I'll take y'all advice for that.
Yeah.
You can do it.
I have a friend who just moved from well, she's from North Carolina, and then her partner, they were in DC and they moved back to North Carolina. Now she just moved to Harlem, and she does social media marketing and different things for different people. Oh
my God, you gotta give me her information.
I will. I'll tag you guys. She's amazing. She loves to write and post, and she does all
for real?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I'm down. I just gotta remember to take pictures when I'm on set and stuff, because I just forget. And you gotta realize most of the shoots I do, it's like an NDA. And then you can't post anything until the shoot, you know, is published. And most likely it's published within 6 months. So like I did a lot of stuff, but you can't see it.
Right. See, that don't even matter. Go ahead and take the picture, or have somebody with you to take the pictures, and just hold them until they're posted, whoever else is posted. And then you post it. People don't know. Then,
and she takes amazing pictures too.
Yeah. Get somebody to take.
Where's she at? She's in New York?
Yep, she's in Harlem. She just moved to Harlem. I want to say last month they moved, or the month before, but she's been doing social media marketing for a long time, and she's into fashion and all of those things. So, yeah.
All right, I'm down.
You give me a reason to fly up there and just do a little meet and greet between y'all.
You know, God, you should totally come. Girl, we have a good time. We will have a blast, child.
Just say the word, and I'm here.
Hey, look, she hop on a plane week to week. She going
all the time. All the time. Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you ever come to Atlanta?
I come to Atlanta. That's 45 minutes. That's nothing.
What do you think of Atlanta? Give me your true opinion.
Like if I were to move there, or just overall just being there?
Just being here. What do you think?
I don't mind. I don't see. I love Atlanta, right? I love seeing Black people. I love seeing, Black people thriving. And I feel like that's what you see when you go to Atlanta, right? See Black people thriving. There are some parts of, some of the questionable areas of the parking and it's a lot to navigate, especially if you can go out and go with your friends and go to dinner. It's a lot to navigate versus, go to New York. You don't really need reservations. A lot of times you can just walk in and, they'll sit you. At Atlanta. They're like, oh, you don't have reservations, or you don't, $40, $50 parking, or sometimes, honestly, I just don't, I want to go to eat, and I don't want to, a lot of times I don't want hookah. I want and loud music. I just want to eat and be able to have a conversation with my friends and not yell. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear in the back. Sometimes I don't want to hear Sexy Red. I just want to eat my steak or whatever, my food in peace, and have a good conversation with my friend. Like, I want to be able to vent and not yell, because I could be talking to somebody about somebody in the restaurant.
How you like Atlanta, Dorcia?
It's not for you?
Put like this.
I used to be shy too. I think she feel kind of shy too.
Yeah, I don't talk to people much, but I like the educated, wealthy Black people here. I think it's beautiful. But it's missing something. I don't know what it is. Like when I go to New York, it's just a vibe.
Yes.
The people are collaboratory. It don't matter what you do. No one's trying to get anything from you. Where I feel in Atlanta, it's like, who are you? Who do you know?
It's very crabs in a barrel, bucket, whatever. Yes. And I'm originally from Portland, Oregon. So it's it's very different for me. I'm a West Coast girl through and through. But everybody used to be like, oh, New Yorkers are so mean. They don't talk. I go to New York and thrive. Okay. I'm on the subway, everything. And then it's just I go to Atlanta and I'm just like, they really make you feel like you really nobody. Like they have a real way to tell you, like, you ain't shit.
That's why I don't tell nobody what I do. They just look at you and they want something from you. I feel like I haven't found my tribe here. A lot of New Yorkers are here. A lot of my friends, they still work in New York. They don't like it down here. But I just say, I'm here for a moment. It's a reason why I'm here. But I can't see myself living over here long term. I feel like I'll be gone in 5 years.
Yeah. Now, have you found a good restaurant where you don't have to worry about the hookah and the dancing and twerking? You could just have a conversation?
Yeah, La Colonial. Oh my gosh, we was at. You been there? Oh my God, I went and Nikki Giovanni was at the next table. Almost died.
Yeah,
you know who Nikki Giovanni is, Leon?
Yeah.
No.
She's a famous poet. She's a very famous poet, and I almost had a stroke. I was like, oh my God, Nikki Giovanni. Just those places, those low key places. I don't be trying to go nowhere where it's like let's have brunch and shit. Nobody trying to go there.
Yeah.
They've always been low key.
Yeah. I remember I did like a day trip to Miami and I was like by myself, I was just like, let me get out of here. Let me go to Miami, right? Got dressed to go to dinner. I picked a place and they were like, oh, it's very nice or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I get in there, dressed up. I'm ready to just order, have a drink and, have dinner, catch the vibe. Next thing I know, she comes to the table, hookah, bottle. I was like, no, please. And now, that's where, here I live in Durham, is slowly becoming. And I'm just like, we don't have to all the time. Like,
we don't. We don't. You're my type of girl. You do shit I do. I be going to restaurants by myself.
Oh, yeah. I'll hop on a plane real quick.
Me too, man. I be like, let's roll. This is in my bag. I need a break.
Out of here. Yes.
Now, Dorcia, you earlier you talked about buying art, putting your money in things that will what's the word I'm looking for? I talk about it all the time. I got a blank.
Investments?
Investments, but that ain't the word I'm looking for. But anyway, are you still driving that? What year is your BMW that you say you've been driving for a long time?
Mercedes, honey. I still got Betsy, honey. Let me tell you, honey. Betsy is 22 years old. No, 21.
She's 21. Driving a 20-something-year-old Benz.
Let me tell you, boo-boo. And let me tell you.
Wait a minute.
Mechanics. What?
She thought when I was there, and she was. I'm still driving this right here. We riding it. I'm like, wow, which is good. Some people can't do that. They want to splurge on the nicest and.
Well, I do got a new car though. I can't front. I do got a new car.
Okay, now you do. Okay. But
listen. No, but I got Betsy, honey. All my friends borrow Betsy. She is reliable. You crank up, can't hear the engine. She got a good engine. She ain't got no AC. She ain't got no radio, but Betsy roller. All my let me tell you. All my friends, when they car break down, they ask me for Betsy. I give them Betsy. Betsy is the best. I'm trying to tell you, I had this car for 21 years. Yeah. 21. I'm not giving her.
And it's a Mercedes, and she had it for 21 years, and it still roll. Minus a couple little, cosmetic things.
But you just most recently got a new car because you didn't have a new one. I don't think.
Yeah, and you know what? They don't even make Betsy no more. I went to the dealership. They said, "Oh, we don't make her no more." I said, "What?" I was so embarrassed. I was like, fuck that. It's a good ass car. I ain't giving up my car. It's so funny because a friend of mine have a key to that car too, because he uses it and stuff like that. But yeah, I had to get a new car because down here they drive crazy, honey. Betsy can't handle that. Betsy can't go that fast. Nuh-uh.
Now, did you go splurge? Kept it kind of.
Well, I was trying to buy a Volvo because they said the most. I'm all about the safest cars, and I'm trying to. I could not find a Volvo. I could not find a Volvo available. They would get taken up. So I went to the last car mats, and then I told my friend, I said, "Hey, when we go around this corner, whatever car lot there, I'm getting the car because I need a car." And it was Mercedes. I told him, I said, "I want Betsy," and that's when he was like, "We ain't got Betsy no more. We don't make them cars." I said, "Well, give me the next thing close to the Betsy," and then I just got it. It's like I didn't even think about it because I know it's gonna last me forever, so I ain't even worry about it.
Right.
See.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get what works. I keep telling people you can't buy a car just because it's luxury. You gotta buy a car that lasts you. I know Mercedes. I know it's gonna last me for a long time. I ain't worried about it.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. See, Leon, he ain't gonna do it. He refused car payment. No
he
more.
Refused to do what?
Oh no, I'm good. So this is what it is, right? I sold my truck. I didn't care. I mean, the truck was nice,
right?
But with me paying, certain taxes in it and this and that, I was like, man, I don't want no car payment right now. So I sold it. I didn't really, I said I can get another truck later on. So now I'm in a 2011 Honda Accord. No payments. I bought it.
I love a Honda. Oh my God. I used to have one.
But I will get something again. Yeah, no, ain't nothing wrong.
No, not at all. I drove my little 2009 Camry. I had it for forever. That car came with me from Portland, Oregon to here. So I got it in 2009 and I sold it in 2024. That's a long time for a Camry. And it didn't even hit 150,000 miles yet.
Yeah.
So whoever got it, good to you, because you got about 150, 200,000 more miles on it.
Then another thing I got tired of people will
ask you to move and pick up stuff.
No, not that. Just ask me about my truck. Every time, that's a nice truck. I got tired of conversation about my truck. I'm like,
you're such an Aquarius.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, cars depreciate.
Really do.
So why put all your money in if you have disposable income to do that, do it. But why put all your money in something that just for a fad? Get something that works, gonna last you for a long time, and keep it moving. Invest in property, invest in land, invest in art, invest in jewelry. Yeah, do something that's gonna help your family out.
Yeah, that's one thing.
I tell girls. See, and I'm telling girls right now.
Yeah.
This year we are only buying art and jewelry. If a man buying you art and jewelry, you ain't got no time for them, honey. Or Hermes back, because Hermes appreciate like crazy. Yeah. Those three, you shouldn't ask for nothing else. And if he ain't buying you no condo, you don't need to be with him. How about that?
I love that. Period.
Did you say Hermes?
Hermes. You know they appreciate really well. If you buy
the handbags and the designer, Hermes.
I'm about to say, I don't know what that is. That's why I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they appreciate like crazy. Yeah, so... But yeah, keep your Honda Accord. Who cares?
I'm gonna get something later on. I don't need
you don't need nothing if that car works.
Look, actually, when I got in, I said I miss a car because I can whip it like I want to and move. Whip it.
Shit, you come and get Betsy when you want to. Shit, she right here.
Yeah, I'll use it when I come back down there.
Come in the wintertime because she ain't got no AC.
Oh yes. Crazy, girl.
Look, and I can't get a fix because it costs money to get a fix in the car works. So shoot, she's gonna be right without no AC.
Car works.
Okay.
I come in the fall where the weather is kind of like up and down.
Come in the fall. You can ride Betsy anytime.
Bring your phone for the music, for the vibes.
I do too. I put the music on in the other phone. Hey, you gotta do what you
I got a friend and she gonna kill me for this. She got a little BMW and her radio went out or something. It's gonna cost more than what the car is worth to fix it. So I got in her car and I heard some music. It was bumping. I said, "Girl, what is going on?" I turned around. She had a wireless speaker in the back. I said,
"That's right. That's right. Gotta do what you gotta do. It's nothing wrong with that. I don't understand. And I find out in Atlanta, you should see the cars on the street. You be like, damn, like where do these people get money from? Like in New York, usually people are in finance in New York. They got a lot of money. They either wealthy or just come from the finance industry. Yeah, I'm like, where do they get their money from? Is everybody out there? And girl, they be driving these nice cars and they don't even own no house.
Right. Oh yeah. That's a lot of people. Yeah.
And I expect to see that, like I would say in like New York, right? A lot of people, who have a car, they gonna get a luxury car in New York. You're gonna get a luxury car, but you might live in an apartment or you might live somewhere else, but you don't have a luxury car. And then I look at Atlanta and I'm like, okay, so what's the reason? What's the reason? No.
We need more than what we need. Sometimes we think we need more than what we really need.
I'm not gonna move somewhere where I have to feel like I have to keep up with the Joneses. I'm just not gonna do it.
And you know what's so crazy? When I moved down here, I met with one of my college buddies, and I was driving Betsy, and I was telling him, I was like, I don't want to get a new car, I said, but I feel like I'm gonna have to because Betsy is always in the shop. And he was just like, well, you do interior, so if you ain't driving in a nice car, no one's gonna take you seriously here. I was like, what? And he was like, I'm serious. He said, you gotta have a nice car down here. That didn't make sense to me.
Some people are saying, I watch a number of podcasts, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that is exactly what they say. I'm like, I don't understand.
But I feel like it's more pressure for Black people because, trust me, I said I worked at Crate and Barrel, right? And as a part-time designer, I see what a lot of them are driving when they're picking up the stuff at the back door.
Mm-hmm. Toyota.
And most white people, they're driving Subarus.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like, why is it the pressure on a Black person that's, in the business to do all of those things, to get in debt just for looks?
That's exactly what it is. A lot of these people on these podcasts that I watch, and they are Black, that's exactly what they say. Oh, you need to dress like this. You need to drive this car, this and that, because people ain't going to take you serious. I don't agree with that at all.
I work with a lot of wealthy people, honey, and they ain't got all this stuff on. They got like khakis, a polo shirt, child. You don't even know they got money. And they are sitting in money. Now, let me tell you, if someone talking about, I don't want to hear you talking about you got a nice car. You got any stock? You own any land? What you got that you could contribute to your family or you contribute to yourself? But these people that have a lot of money, they don't have to do anything. You just see him, you be like, his house is crazy. And he'd be like some little old Jewish guy. It's insane. They are not dressed up at all. Even the wives, the kids, none of them. They don't have all that bling on. It don't work out for me that way.
Yeah. I feel like we put that pressure on ourselves. I even felt like that, when I was, well, speaking of moving from, living in Atlanta now and moving from, do you feel the need to have to be fully dressed to go out the house to the grocery store? Because I felt like that when I went to the gas station. They're like, why do I have to dress up to get gas here?
Where in
New York, what's so crazy?
In Atlanta, like everybody dressed up. And I'm like,
no,
and leggings.
In New York, I felt like I dressed better in New York because I just felt like more creative there.
Right.
It wasn't like I was trying. I just felt more creative, more access to clothes that I like. Here, girl, I don't dress up. It's so sad. If I go to the grocery store, I'm not dressing up. It's so sad because I used to dress nice. Here, I'd be like, because every time I try to go shopping here, everything has a logo on it. I hate logos. Like, you can't even buy a dress without a logo. You can't even buy a coat without a logo. You're like, why do everything have a fucking logo? But it's the buyer. They're buying for this customer base. And that's okay. But down here, I don't dress up unless I have to go to an event. But in New York, I dress kind of cool because that's the environment I'm in. So, I mean, I got to get out of that. I really do. But I get so comfortable down here, and everybody, girl, I feel like everybody is size 22 down here.
True.
You just say you hate logos. I'm running that with a logo.
No,
you know what I mean. Like, it has to be Fendi and it's got to be Louis Vuitton. It's flashy. Can I just get a coat, a nice coat that shaped my body without a logo on it? But I mean, I don't feel that way here. I mean, I'm kind of shy. I do my own thing, so I really don't go really nowhere when I'm here.
Yeah.
And you go when you feel comfortable. A couple weeks ago, I went in music store with my shoes off. Dude said, "You ain't got no shoes on." I said, yeah.
Leon,
I don't know about that.
I ain't fighting with no shoes.
Leon, on. That is not good.
I can't picture you with that. I can't picture you with that.
That is two countries.
Look, I ain't fighting with no shoes on.
Leon, you gotta put some shoes on.
I'm trying to picture you walking into somewhere with no shoes on.
Sometimes I drive with no shoes on.
You are country.
I'm just saying, you need some you need some slippers in your car though, so you just put on your feet when you go into the store.
I do. I got about 3 pairs. I keep about 3 pairs of shoes in my house.
Would that be the same as going to the airport with a bonnet on? You walking into a store with your shoes?
Yes.
Me?
Yeah. You are not that guy. You have to go with shoes on. Mm-hmm. Oh, I hate when I say, you see that when they have like pajamas on with the bonnet?
Oh my God, I can't stand it. I can't stand
I cannot stand it.
I saw that Costco last week and I was clutching my pearls. I was like, not at Costco. No, please.
I love Costco. That's so sad. I be in there all day, girl.
What I learned, you know, people just got to, you know, as long as they comfortable.
No.
Do what they do.
No.
So you mean to tell me if you and Nico going on a trip, and I know y'all going on a trip soon, you would be okay with her going to the airport and you got on, you know, your regular clothes, your Nike sweatsuit, whatever, and she got on, you know, sweatsuit and a bonnet, some pajama pants and a bonnet and a t-shirt.
Not no pajamas, not the whole night gear.
That's how people do it.
Yeah, that's.
I'm just saying.
I do it all the time at the airport. Yeah.
Yeah, but I tell people, especially when you go to the airport, you got to dress how you want to be treated, honey.
Right.
You know, get a nice Adidas track outfit, get a cashmere track, little, you know, jumpsuit. Because, honey, the flight could be overbooked and they could put you in first class just with how you look.
Yes, I remember I was in Atlanta.
That kind of goes back when we were talking about as far as driving a car. You got to
because that's different. That's different.
And they school him right quick. School him, Renee.
We're not saying that you got to be dripped down. No, we're not saying you got to be dripped down in designer and drive the, you know, a Benz or, you know, all the things. We're just saying like look presentable. Look,
but at the airport, you just going.
No. And I say this to say, let me tell you something. I remember I was at Atlanta. I was going through, I can't remember, but I had a layover in Atlanta, going to North Carolina. And I mean, I just had on some leggings and a hoodie or whatever. Nothing too much. At my gate, Andre Leon.
Oh my
God. And I was like, and I was walking, and this is right before he passed. Like, I want to say a year before he passed. And I'm walking. I looked. He's in the fashion. I can't do it. I said, he gonna eat me up. No, absolutely not. I had changed from my suit and stuff because I was traveling for work. I had changed at the airport and just threw on something. It wasn't too bad. I didn't have on a bonnet, but it just wasn't, I didn't feel presentable enough to walk up to such a legend like that, knowing that he's huge in the fashion industry. But you know what I'm saying? I would have felt even worse if I had on pajama pants and a bonnet. I probably wouldn't even want to get on the plane. I would have been like, oh my God. You gotta walk past him. You gotta walk past him to get on the plane. You know what I mean?
And you know, it's crazy. But you know what I tell people? You are treated the way you look sometimes.
Right.
I'm gonna give a quote from RuPaul. RuPaul said, if black men wore more suits, they'd make more money. He's just saying sometimes you gotta be presentable because people treat you the way you look. Now you could be the smartest person in the world and have all the money in the world, but you look like whatever, you rolled out of bed. That's how they're gonna treat you. And I'm not saying you have to wear logos, but at least be presentable and neat. I tell people try to be neat.
But right. So y'all wait. So y'all telling me, because it goes back to that car thing. So if I'm fresh, got something nice, and then step out of my Honda Accord, I don't know. It's still kind of the same of me needing to be presentable in a nice car.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
You and I appreciate value.
If you pull up and you got to use your foot to stop, and you in a suit, that might be a little bit different.
I don't know if I agree with that right there.
No, if you pull up, you know, if you pull up in a Honda Accord and say we date, and you pull up in a Honda Accord, and you come out looking, I'm like, he must be saving for something. He must be doing something with his money. That's what I'm thinking. You're a grown man. I'm like, he must be doing something.
But see, that's the thing. Most people ain't gonna think that though.
Educated women are.
But see, back to her Benz though, her older Benz, she could have been a collector of fine cars. And nobody would know. You know what I mean? But you're so busy looking. I can't see that with somebody with a bonnet on. She's a collector of hair. No.
It is being neat. You can't just be sloppy. And I think a lot of young people are sloppy these days. You cannot go outside and stuff that you crawl out of bed and wore. That don't make sense. Be presentable. They already think something of us as we walk through the door. I'm not saying you have to have a logo, but at least be presentable and neat. Look like you took a shower.
Yeah.
And Leon, you better not take your little cute butt in no store with no shoes on. That is so ghetto.
I'm trying to picture that. I'm glad I wasn't around because I would have been like, oh my goodness.
I've been so mad at you. You know your mama taught you better than that.
I was grounded.
Your mama taught you better than that. Don't you do that no more. Put on some slippers because you don't know what's in that ground. You know how many people walk on, spit on the ground and stuff like that.
I had socks on. I had socks.
That's even worse. Like, where was your shoes?
I didn't play for the moon.
Leon, where you?
In the music store. Yeah, in the music store.
Your feet was hurting?
Sometimes they hurt. You know, I stand on my feet all day.
You don't have no Crocs?
I got Crocs. Like they shrunk right now. They shrunk because I left them in the heat in my car.
You know, Leon, I could tell you married with kids.
Hey, look. What was we talking about earlier? My daughter said I look like ketchup and mustard. And I said, what? Old men, they don't hardly match anymore. They never match. They probably want to start the trendy thing.
Listen to this. What if you was in, listen, you never want opportunity presents itself. What if you was going in that record store and some like head of BT or some head of some network was there and seen your show before, but you sitting there with no shoes on?
Yeah.
You think he gonna take you seriously?
There you go, sis.
I'll be quiet, Renee.
You gotta think about that every time. Just like she said, she's sitting at the airport. Andre Leon Talley walks by.
Yeah.
I said.
I'm just saying, like, just be presentable. And you should know better.
My feet.
Yes.
I work hard. I stand on my feet cutting hair. Sometimes
everybody work hard
now. Yeah, how many shops you own now?
Just 2.
Just 2.
I know.
That's a lot, Leon. That's better. I ain't on that. Like, that's good. We talking about just 2. That's awesome.
He downplay it. I meant to text. I meant to hit you up and be like on Facebook and be like, you posting everything but can't open that calendar for me to get my hair cut on Saturday.
I had an 8 o'clock come over. I knew you won't get up at 8 o'clock.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I could have had.
Oh my God! You should open up something in Atlanta. Open something in Atlanta.
So look, I probably get one person a week that asks me about opening up another shop. And
oh wow!
That's not something that I plan on doing. It's something I thought about over the years, but I'm like, the easiest thing to do is put a shop together, but it's hard to get good people working.
Yeah, that is
the hardest thing. So I'm like, I don't think I'll do it. Yeah, but
listen to this though. What if you? Because you know they're making weed legal and stuff. Wouldn't it be cool to have a smoke shop and behind the smoke shop is a barber? Like people can like buy their weed or whatever, then go back, get their hair cut, you know, little things like that. You don't like that?
I wouldn't want to be there. No,
well, they're not smoking in the shop.
Still, they go in the back. I wouldn't want to be there. I mean, they had to come through the shop. Dorcia, look.
You know how much money? Do you know how much money this country's made? You know how much money this?
He's so scared.
I'm trying to get into the cannabis business, honey.
That's good. It's good, but it's money in it. But so I think a lot about me going to prison, being around a certain type of people, and I wouldn't like that because I know I wouldn't like to be around some of the people who might come in there. You know.
Well, you make it high end. You make it.
Your clientele is gonna be different.
Yeah, it's gonna be totally different. You charging $150 for a cut, believe me.
Not that, but I don't think I want to be around that weed all day either. I retired a long time ago.
But Renee, I'm trying to get a dispensary. What's up, girl?
Listen, I
can make it real cute. We can make a really cute.
That'd be real cute.
For women and stuff. It could target like you can get special weeds for your cramps. You know, certain things. We'll make it really pretty. Girls feel comfortable. Make it look like a little spa. Girl, bye. Girls.
I was reading something. It's I can't remember what state. It's an all-female body shop that work in your cars to make women feel comfortable with, you know, and ensuring that the job is gonna get done and they're gonna do it right. That's what and could connect. That's connected to the shop is you can get your hair and your nails done while you wait.
Oh, now that's it, honey. That's what I'm talking about.
Are you telling me
that's what I would do?
Are you actually planning on getting involved in dispensary? I mean, which is good.
I want to. It costs too much money. It costs a lot of money. My friend owns. She has her license in it, but it costs so much money.
It does.
Like, I don't have that. I mean, I'll design one. I decorate one, but it costs a lot of money. But that's something I would love to get into. And just like Renee said, make it about women. Targets, you know, things that affect women. that can help heal our bodies. We can make it like a holistic place. It's not about smoking weed. It's about getting healthy.
Because we spend money on wellness. We will. Women will spend money on wellness and self-care. Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, Leon, you got to offer pedicures and eyebrows in your shop.
Men I know get facials and all that stuff. That's
they do. Stuff. Look, we're going to talk about something off the record when we end this thing right here.
Do y'all have any other questions y'all want to ask me?
No, I don't have any more. We want to get to the business.
I was going to ask, did you have anything else that you can let the people know? Or?
Any beginners? Advice for beginners.
Well, first you can chat with me on Instagram at Dorcia Kelly. DorciaKelley. You can hit me up there. I'm a little slow to answer, but I will answer because I'm trying to be more active on it. Beginners, I would say internships. Nothing wrong with an internship. Nothing's wrong with it. Nothing wrong with working 12 hours a day. Ain't nothing wrong with it because what you're gaining is invaluable experiences. I'll also suggest if you see someone like a name in a magazine that you want to like hit up and try to work for people who you want to work for because they are very receptive of, hiring interns and people that, boost their ego, but admires them. We're willing to, give people opportunities. And, if you don't have opportunity in the town you are in, create that opportunity. And I tell people do it through social media, decorate your room, film that, do whatever you can. But at the end of the day, it's all about the passion and also what you put into it. But at the end of the day, you still have to make money. So if you have to do this on the side, keep your 9 to 5 until this pays for it, that's all right. But always think of something that you could sell. So if I'm designing a house, sell candles because you can put those candles in your client's house and they can buy them for you. If you make pillows, if you're decorating, make pillows for them. Always create a product that you can use in your client's house so you can make additional income. Because, it's going to be kind of hard in the beginning, but everything that's well worth it is hard. So I would just suggest, just and read a lot. A lot of people don't read. And I tell people I did a lot of research to get into the industry. I know every person's name on that masthead, on every magazine. I knew their faces. So if I see them walking down the street, I'll be like, hey, I'm Dorcia. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I've been watching you. I want to work with you. They get really taken back about that. And they really like, oh, she's a go-getter. People love hustlers and a go-getter. So I would say, research the market and just, make your way through.
There you have it.
You have it.
That's it. This was
I want to know about my little boring job.
It's exciting.
Hey, look, people are interested.
I really wish I could tell y'all what all the shit I've been through, but hey, let me tell you, it's gonna be some stuff. But I tell people don't gossip.
Let's talk.
That's why I work a long time. Nope. I tell people, you want to work in this industry, the best thing you keep is your mouth shut. Mm-hmm. You do your job unless somebody's getting hurt. If no one's getting hurt, you do your job and you keep moving because people remember the people that talk a lot. Because when you're in these settings, people are saying things that no one knows but them and the crew in there. So it's best to keep your mouth shut. Don't be a gossiper. That ain't even cool. Like I would not if I heard a assistant or somebody gossiping, I wouldn't even hire them anymore. Because you don't know what celebrity you're gonna be by. And they sitting there gossiping about celebrity somebody else. You don't know how it's gonna get around. People know.
Mm-hmm. What have you been through? Like, I mean, you don't have a name. What I've been through? You said you what you.
No, you saw the Devil Wear Prada. That was my life.
She's just been through, a lot to get to where she is.
I mean, she don't have to go into detail, but tell us more.
She's dealt with multiple different personalities.
And you gotta realize I'm Black too. I ain't from the suburbs. I'm from middle class. I'm Southern. You gotta realize, Leon, when I got to New York, I talk fast. I talk really country.
That's me.
And people want, and people want, they were like, oh, you Southern. You don't know nothing. Where you come from. They'll touch my hair. They ask me where I'm summering at. They ask me, oh, I want to get dark like you. No one don't want to get dark like you. I mean, they say very offensive things. Have you ever traveled? Oh, you never been here. You never been it. I mean, it's very offensive. People don't understand what people of color has gone through in this industry. I was telling one girl, she was saying something to me, and I just got so pissed. And I was like, yo, I open doors for sisters like you. It's a lot of girls that worked in this industry that took shit for girls to easily walk through the door. Our parents say that all the time, but it's real. Because most of these corporations, when you see like a VP of a company, she's Black or he's Black, it took a lot for them to go there. Like a lot of shit. And people don't realize that. So, you're going through a lot. And, they say it's not over. But people like when I notice in the industry, and especially corporate, when a black man walks through that door, the whole room tense up. Yeah. Never fails. Never. That's why I feel sorry for y'all black men. So I'm like, damn. Especially if you straight too. Oh, honey. That's a lot too. So it's a lot of challenges you go through. But you just gotta learn how to handle it. And a lot of people don't know how to handle it, One thing I think what killed me is I was dyeing my hair blonde. I was straightening my hair. I was eating salads every day. I was staying skinny. That shit is real. Because you're in an environment where no one looks like you. And everyone's getting promoted look like that.
Yeah.
And they're getting favorites. They say, I got to look like that because I work hard and I'm still not getting up. But then you just start to know who you are. And then you don't care anymore and people embrace that. So you got to embrace yourself and who you are. You got to go into how you are and just learn.
So what you mean by that killed you? Was that, you mean what exactly you meaning by that?
What killed me?
Yeah, so what killed you? You try to stay skinny, eating salads and dyeing your hair.
Yeah, like I eat. We from the South, so I eat. I remember. You remember my grandma that lived on the Berkson Road, the little white house. So I remember she was dying in the hospital, and I flew down from New York, and I was like, "Oh, grandma!" And she saw my hair blonde, and she was like, "God didn't intend you to be that way. Why you dye your hair?" So then she started telling me our history, and how she was raised and stuff. And I tell you, when I went back to New York, I was a totally different person. Like, you're not going to tell me I don't belong here. Like, I work just like y'all do. I belong here. Yeah. These girls, nah, they ain't got shit on me because I research everything. I belong here. And that's why I admire Andre Leon Taylor. You got to watch his documentary because he went to Brown. He knew French. He knew everything. He belonged there. So that's why I say it's all about education too, and read a lot because a lot of people don't read. If you know people like the back of your hand, you know everything about the back of your hand. You know why designer designed this collection. You know when he designed it. You know who he designed it for. People are impressed with that. One thing they can't take away from us is knowledge.
Right.
Knowledge is key. And a lot of kids don't want to go to college anymore. But I tell people, you have to learn. You have to learn. And we did go through a lot. So, I mean, that's just the game. When you're in entertainment, you go through a lot. When you're at corporate, you go through a lot. That's why a lot of people start their own business because either they don't have the opportunity or they just can't deal with it anymore.
So when you said that killed you, you're basically saying that you felt bad by doing it until your grandmother made you realize that, hey, you don't need to do all that. Be yourself.
It wasn't that I felt bad. I felt like I didn't belong. You know how we grew up, Leon. Right. I'm working with girls that crying because their parents bought them a $5 million condo.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, these are the girls they were nice girls, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't feel like I fit in. I felt like I wasn't supposed to be there. I had that imposter syndrome, they call. But, speaking to my grandma and realizing where I'm from, like, no, I deserve to be here. They didn't know what an HBCU was. If you didn't go to Harvard or Yale, they didn't know you went to college. You didn't go to NYU, you didn't go to college because you didn't go to those colleges. But HBCU produced the highest, like, millionaires, doctors, and lawyers in the world. So we must be doing something right. So I tell people everybody go through something at their job. It's if you could take it. If you could take it and you can make that wave, you keep taking it and you go and you open the door for another person. Like, all my assistants are people of color. Except Noah. But Noah's a trans. Is he a trans? I think. He's a they. But the point is,
don't get that wrong.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm giving opportunity that people don't like. It's hard for them too. It's hard for people that consider themselves a they. It's hard for Blacks. It's hard for Filipinos. I give all my assistants of a color or something. Because if I can bring you in and help you in, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to open the door. I don't care because what's for you is what's for me. It's going to be for me. And you get blessed back tenfold. That's it. Yeah.
I love that.
Awesome.
She ran so, people can walk.
Right.
Yeah. And, we come from Fayetteville, North Carolina. And I grew, on the weekends, I was on the Merc. And one thing, the Murchison Road, I know they say it was bad. But one thing I remember it was when my grandfather died, my grandma used to give me a note to go to Suburban Mart. And when my grandma didn't have any money, the guy who owned Suburban Mart would give my grandma free food. Then if I was hungry, I'd go to Smitty that owned a barbecue pit. The whole community took care of each other.
Yeah.
And that's how I live my life. I'm going to take care of whoever's around me. Because I know if I'm down on my luck, they're going to take care of me. It's about a community. It's a village.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, this was a good one.
I know.
Yeah. Thank you for having me do this. Because I don't do stuff like this.
I know you don't. I know you don't. You know, I hit you a couple months ago. I was like, I told you about something.
I know. Everybody gets so nervous. Like, we're going to be all in everybody's business. We're going to be gossiping. And we're like, no, we want to talk about you and celebrate you.
In life, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I want to tell a story.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to tell a story about Leon. So Leon comes to Atlanta, right? And I ain't seen Leon in forever. You understand? This is my boy. So Leon, like, I'm staying at this hotel. Come and get me. Blah, blah, blah. I said, all right, I'm coming. So Leon is so, like, humble. Leon comes out the door, right? I'm waiting in the car. Leon comes out the door, and it's like all these women lined up. Leon walks down the aisle, and all the women just stop and start staring. I kept saying, what are you looking at? Because it is Leon. And I'm like,
he don't even recognize it. He just be.
He don't even know because he's so humble about it. And we go places. I be like, and I say that because Leon he been like this since he was a kid. He never say I'm this, I'm that. Leon had always been so humble and so kind. Oh, that's why you went to jail. That killed me. Because it's like that's not who you are as a person. Because I know y'all, like, that's not who y'all are. So I'm just glad you got a second chance.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could have this podcast with you. Like, I could speak with you and Renee. And, you know, I love you with all my heart. You know, I'll do anything for you. So big ups to Leon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was the most nicest person in prison.
I hope not.
I mean, not to that level, but like the coolest person in the yard.
I was cool. Yeah, I was cool.
I told this young boy, this boy was bad as I don't know what he was. This little boy was a nice looking man. I said, well, you being that bad, you better hope you never. I said, because you nice looking, you better hope you never go to jail. Because you tiny and you fine, boy, you better act right and go to college. I told his ass that. It's the truth.
Very much so. Very much so.
But anywho, that's a different story.
All right. Well, there you have it. Good. We'll be in touch. Dorcia, stay on. Don't get off yet. We're gonna end this. Any more questions, Renee? That's it for you, right?
I'm good.
We're good.
Renee, we have to you have to contact me. We friends forever now. Friends forever. All right, good.
All right, there you have it for another episode. Oh, let me tell y'all this. Go to impelforwardmerch.com.
Yes.
And get the merch. impelforward.com. impelforwardmerch.com. And we'll be somewhere along the screen. All right, there you have it for another episode of the Impel Forward Podcast. Remember to seize the opportunity to grasp your dreams.
Dreams.
Peace.
That's right.